All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, February 27th. Hope everyone had an amazing day yesterday. Welcome to the pre-market show. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Carlos? Good morning.
Doing great, doing great. All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Let's get our pen up here and screen's ready to go. Hope
I'm
everyone
doing
had
better than Oprah.
oh yeah, me too, for sure. Oh man. So let's get our pen over here. All right, so here we go, guys. So very interesting day yesterday, Norm. I mean, a lot of stocks in play, with some good opening moves at the open. So, as usual, guys, if you're joining us for the first time, and if you're new, I hear some of you guys are joining the community for the first time. Welcome. We're glad to have you here. In the pre-market show, we usually go through the market post, kind of what the SPY is doing. Brian does a great job of having a weekly video on YouTube on the market field, and also a midweek video as well, telling us a bit about how the markets are. And then we go over our top plays and highlights of yesterday, which are going to be, here's our watch list we had yesterday. We'll go over some of these and how they played out. And then we'll get into our gappers, trade idea gapper scanner here. See what could be possibly in play for today. We'll look at the Nasdaq active, and then we'll check out what you have on your end, on your chat, any possible tickers that could be in play today. So thank you guys for joining us again. Good morning, and let's get right to it. Let's see what the SPY is doing this morning. And again, just it's been opening up almost pretty flat every day, besides 2 days ago we had this big drop here, and it's really not a big drop. I mean, it's big compared to what it's been doing the last couple of days. Opening up pretty flat today again, so I think we'll have another flat day. A bit down here, but overall is looking like it's climbing higher and higher. So no big movement yesterday. Opened up and closed pretty flat. Today's opening down a bit, but again, not much, less than even 1/4%, of 1%. So not much movement happening there. So let's check what's going on with our top plays and highlights for yesterday. So HTC was a great short yesterday. Check out my video to see how I traded that, well, how I did not trade it that, but the thought process was definitely there. So check out the YouTube recap. So HTC, a beautiful short, and we look for this quite often. It's opening range breakdown strategy, right? Pops up here, you know, people covering probably from the pre-market, and then it starts dropping, rejecting this price level all the way up here. Next 5-minute candle does a nice pullback, which is what I look for. This is the entry here. Once you get this pullback, you don't get in right on the pullback, but on the way down, for the crack of the low of this candle, here's where you want to jump in. Anywhere in this area, it's a good entry for the crack of the low, and you get this beautiful open range breakdown all the way down to 1950. Would have entry in here. I mean, you can take shares out here, some here, and then you could leave the rest. Just bring your stop loss to VWAP or moving averages, and it's just placed nicely. Gives you another opportunity to take out profits almost at 18. I mean, it doesn't get cleaner than this, guys. The 1-minute chart is very clean. This was an amazing trade for sure. As you can see here on this pullback, you know, here's what the entry I was looking for. You get an entry here and you can survive all this pullback, you know, taking shares off on the way down. So pretty amazing trade. Etsy was another one that was really good. I was watching HTC, so I missed Etsy. Etsy very choppy here at the open, but then once it settles in, it gives you this beautiful break of high of the day. So once it breaks the high of the day, here's your entry. You got this pullback. You get in here for long, and it gives you a nice push all the way up to 69 almost. So again, just very nice. Brian took this trade. A lot of members in the community took this trade as well. So very good catch, guys, on trading this stock here. And then you get this, someone mentioned this engulfing pattern here. I did not believe, neither some of us didn't believe that this was going to sell off like this after being so strong. Usually you got to be careful when stocks are this strong. They tend to push higher, and when you get this pullback here, everybody's jumping in, you know, to go higher, and it didn't. It actually failed, so it became a beautiful short. If you were, you know, gutsy enough to take this trade here, I mean, I would not take that trade on something that's moving like this, but if you did, you could have turned out pretty nice here on this short. HD sold off here, but very choppy though, not clean. Look at the 1-minute chart, very difficult to take a trade here. And then it just bounces back, gives you a nice double bottom. Not the cleanest double bottom. Norm, I know you don't like double bottoms like this one here. You like them to be a little more defined, right? How do you think?
Well, that was just a well. I played this double bottom yesterday, I got in just above the second time it bottomed, which was previous to that run up. It stopped me out on that wick, and then it made a $4 move overall.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I was Home Depot and I were not friends yesterday.
Wow, yeah, that is frustrating. So yeah, so the double bottom here, not as clean again, because this wick just continues to go, and you don't know if it's done selling off or if it's on the way up, right? You want to catch this thing on the way up over here. So if you catch it here, which is a clean, clean double bottom, and you get this push down, you can really stop you out. So unfortunate. So that was Home Depot. M was all over the place. Very crazy open. Had a beautiful pre-market action, volumes coming in, and then started selling off. I did not originally have this on my list of watch lists, but I think Norm, I think you mentioned it, or someone mentioned it, and you brought it up to my attention. Pre-market looked great. I added it on here. Choppy open, but then you had this beautiful breakout. I got a comment in my recap asking, how did we know this was going to break out from the high of the day? And obviously we don't know, but the indication that was giving me that this was going to pop higher was the price action. When it did this push up here, it didn't sell back down, and the price action kept coming in. You can see the volume increasing as well. Yeah. Right. So this candle here is higher than the one before. And it just kept, the volume just kept coming in. Once the volume got above, and this is something I check for, once the volume got above the previous volume bar, I figure, okay, this is going to push higher. And just the way the level 2 was showing up, so there's a lot of signals, the way the order flow was happening, it's a lot of signals that gave all the indication that this wanted to break the high of the day. So I jumped in long, I think it was around here, actually. I caught it a little bit late because the first trade messed me up. And then we had this great bounce over here, this great push all the way, consolidation period. I actually got stopped out here. Just didn't have enough patience, but a great move here. I know a lot of you guys took this trade and took advantage of this 25.69. Unfortunately, I did see some of you guys got caught in this drop here. Unfortunately, this was just unexpected here. I think they had a call, and then during that call, someone mentioned on YouTube they might have said something that the sentiment was negative, and it could have cost this. Anyways, let's go over to Roku. Roku has been, again, just amazing, really strong, very choppy here at the open. Once it settled in, you had the opportunity of a breakout here. And again, once Roku goes, it's been really going. Goes up all the way from 66.20 all the way to 66.50, 65.20, sorry, to 66.50. So almost $1 and change move. Very nice stock. It's a stock that I'm probably going to watch today because, again, it doesn't start with no volume, but it trades very well. MEDP was horrible. I mean, at the open, just didn't do anything at all. It's just kind of very choppy in this area here. Then it starts losing it, but I was done trading after my second trade on Macy's, well, my first trade on Macy's. And then it loses it here nicely, and then it drops for a couple of bucks. So this was a nice trade. If you were patient in the mid-morning and waiting for this turned out to be a really good trade here. But again, very difficult to take, guys. So if you missed it, it's okay, because if you see this choppiness here, very hard to get into a trade like that. And the last two, these are low float stocks. Again, didn't do much. This one, HTBX, had a decent pre-market action, not great, just kind of kept selling off. And it did the same thing at the open, just continued to sell off without giving us any opportunity for a push up here or a fallen angel. ZYNE, same thing, a better pre-market action than HTBX, but again, just sold off and no opportunity for us to take it for a fallen angel. So that was our watch list yesterday. Quite a bit there, but a lot of these had some really decent moves. So we had a good watch list yesterday. Let's get into what we have today. Here we have our gapless list is looking a little heavy here. So let's take a look and see what we got going on. All right, and for those that are joining us for the first time or joining us yesterday, Andrew was very sick, so he did not trade live yesterday. This is why you have not been seeing recaps from him. He traded on, what was it, Monday? Was it? Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
So again, guys, he's just been really sick, nonstop coughing. We had a meeting with him. Well, not a meeting, but we spoke to him yesterday, and again, he just couldn't stop coughing, so he took off yesterday morning as well. So hope he feels better, and we will continue the show, and hopefully he'll join us very soon. VSM, let's see what's going on here. Let's get our list in order here. This looks like a buyout. What's going on with VSM?
Yeah, it is a buyout.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, so definitely a buyout. And this is what the reason why it looks like a buyout, guys. You have this huge spike in price here, and then you have tons of volume, right? 1 million shares traded here, but everything is being traded at one price. So usually signifies a buyout. So VSM is a buyout. We'll skip this one. Next we have TNDM. TNDM up 17.4. That's nice. Not that much volume. Hence the reason why we have a horrible pre-market action. So here's the 27th, starts right here. Not a great pre-market action, no volume. It is up quite nicely, 17%. I do like, well, you know, it's all the way up here, leaving these levels. But without the price action, it's going to be very hard to trade this stock here. What is the float on this one also? TNDM 43. So not low, but a little on the lower side than what we usually trade. But 43 is doable. Let's keep it on here. It is early, only 8:40 Eastern time. Hopefully we can get more volume and a good pre-market action out of TNDM. Sorry. Next we have SE. So SE up 13%, 198,000 shares traded. Pre-market action looks okay. Hopefully it starts to get better. Is this kind of stock this is? Oh, this could be a foreign stock here, right? What we have here? Yeah, so up 13%. Daily chart looks okay. Pre-market action needs more volume, so hopefully can get better here. Let's keep it on here for now. Next we have BBY. BBY up 11.5, 885,000 shares traded so far, so that's quite a bit. Pre-market action looks okay. We traded this one in the past, right? This is Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy. Yeah. Look at the daily chart, though. Horrible daily chart the last couple of days. Just really choppy. Yeah, it's pretty flat here. So I'm assuming it's earnings that's making this gap up today, because this is definitely unusual for Best Buy. BBY. So we'll keep it on here. Has good volume, up 11.4. Must be on earnings. Actually, let's take a quick look at our Benzinga here. BBY, and see what's going on. All right. Go ahead, Norm.
I was just going to say it's the first thing on there.
Yeah, right on here, 8:41. So it looks like they're having some kind of call with some future guidance here. I guess this morning also they had earnings. So yeah, so definitely some good news for Best Buy here, and this was causing for them to gap up this morning. All right, so keep it on here. Next we have SRPT. SRPT. Here we go. SRPT is wow, this looks pretty ugly pre-market action right now. 207,000 shares traded, but the pre-market action looks ugly. And these candles, what is this? $10 candles here? What we got going on? I mean, this is 156. Yeah, it's 156 to 138. Yeah, I want no part of that at all. What's the float? SRPT. It is not a low float, but again, I don't see how you can manage your risk when this thing is trading like that. So I'm gonna keep it on here, but I will drop this one. I'll tell you right now, I'll definitely not trade that. Anything that moves like that, I want to be able to manage my risk. VNOM. I don't think I ever heard of this stock, but it's down 4%. 271,000 shares traded so far. Good daily chart. I like the daily chart here. Just want to check the float. Actually, I keep typing the float here in Trade Ideas, but it's obviously right over here too. So I got to start using this too. It's faster. So the float right here, 72. 72. So that's not bad. All right, this looks good. This is tradable.
So it's a secondary offering, which is almost as bad as a buyout to trade, but sometimes it's not quite as bad. So that's why the pre-market's so ugly.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, not as a buyout, but again, you want to be careful. Yeah. All right, so not the greatest. Has a good daily chart, but not the greatest activity based on that. So thank you, Norm. We have a question here from CVic. Carlos, do you normally not do the morning updates when Andrew is back? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not sure I understand the question, but if you're asking me if I'm gonna, do you understand, Norm?
He's asking about the pre-market show.
Oh, okay.
When Andrew comes back, it will still be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it will still be on when he's back. Thanks. Next we have MYL. So MYL down 9.8. I like that. 310,000 shares traded. That's good. Wait, I'm sorry, looking at the wrong chart. Here we go. MYL. All right, so it's down quite a bit. 9.8. 310,000 shares traded. Daily chart looks a little bit all over the place here. You have quite a bit of a gaps. Here looks nice. Very nice daily chart. And then here, not so much between these areas. So let's see what the price action looks. Ah, horrible price action though. Yeah, not a great pre-market action, guys. This is pretty choppy here. So this is not great. Even with the volume 310, not really a good pre-market action. All right, so let's see what's next here. WATT down 15.4. This one we traded in the past. I recall doing that. Onshore selling restrictions. No shares for short for me, so that's no fun. Looky here, guys. So you can check by your broker right over here. So I have SSR, which is on short selling restriction. That should be for everybody. And then if I had a .S, that means my broker has shares for short. If you don't have a .S, that means you cannot short this stock. All right. So Watt right here at the moment down 15.6, 295,000 shares traded. Pre-market action looks good. This is a decent pre-market action here. Hopefully can continue to get more volume. Right now the volume is spread out. You have, you know, this candle here, this one here, and this one here. We like to see the volume kind of stay steady at a pace, and it creates this nice flow, right? Up and down, sideways, or a downtrend, whatever the case may be. So pretty flat right now, but it does have the potential to create a good flow here. It is down quite a bit, so this is a great daily chart. It's been losing it over the last couple of days. Could be ready for a bounce, so don't be short biased. But if you do have shares for short, this could be a good stock to trade today or have on your watch list. All right, next we have WTW, Weight Watchers, right? I think they reported. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah, that's
cow.
what I was talking about when we first signed on, and I said my day was better than Oprah's.
Oh yeah,
She's
no,
lost
I saw
$60 million since yesterday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw that thing yesterday, but I did not think it was this bad. I just thought it was something else. But look at this. Holy cow. Wow, I don't understand why this is doing so bad. People are trying to be more healthier, so I don't get it. But all right, down 35.6. We're gonna have fun with this one today, guys. We have tons of available shorts. You can see here, got my .S ready to go, so that's great. Holy cow. All right. So down 35, 2.1 million shares traded already. So yeah, we'll keep this one on here. We'll be in play for sure. Next, let's see what else we got here. I feel like we missed some from the gappers list. LOW's here. TJ Maxx is here. So let's look at LOW. So low is actually up 4.8, 103,000 shares traded so far. I like the daily chart, looks good. Not that much volume though, although it's capping up quite a bit. Very large flow here, 802 million shares. Can somebody confirm down Finbiz? I just want to be sure, because it's not trading like a float that's that much. It doesn't seem like it. Just want to make sure that's correct. But right now, not a great pre-market action either way. It doesn't really have a lot of volume. Only 103,000 shares traded, although it's up 4.8. So, and 4.8 might not seem like a lot, guys, but a stock that's trading at 105, that's quite a bit. That's a big gap here. So we'll check. Let's see what's going on there. And then we have TJ Maxx, where my fiance spends most of our money. We have tons of these stores around the area here. Pretty flat looks like right now. And then today is what it says was horrible pre-market action, really. This is not a great pre-market action, not much volume, and the daily chart doesn't look great. And what we mean when the daily chart doesn't look great, for those that are new, check out class 5 in our education center. No, I'm sorry, class 3. We talk about daily charts. Also class 2, I believe, also has great examples, and that one is on YouTube also, about what a good and a bad daily chart is. So check that out. This right here is not a great daily chart. This stock is pretty flat. Today it's gapping up a bit, but a horrible pre-market action. And I think from experience, Norm, I mean, TJ Maxx doesn't trade well. We traded this stock before. It is very choppy. It is a nicey stock. Again, just doesn't trade that well. AMRN, every time I look over to our gappers list, something new is popping up. AMRN is down 2.8. I personally do not like the way this stock trades. 291 million shares float. Let's look at the pre-market action right now. So some good volume. I do not have shares for short. This could be a good possibility if you have shares for short. Daily chart looks like it's starting to lose it, right? Went all the way up to 22 and it rejected that and all the way down to 19. So I'm not going to watch this stock. I personally do not like the way it trades, but you know what? I'll throw it on here in case anyone has shorts. Does anyone have shorts with their broker? And then we can find some levels for this ticker. All right, guys, we got quite a bit. So 8:50 Eastern time. Let's get through the Nasdaq active and Nasdaq gainers. Let's see if we find something here. Sorry, we're moving pretty fast. But when we have a lot of stocks like this, we really got to go through them before our morning gets jammed up here. So GEVO 2.5 million shares traded, up 23% at the moment. This thing could definitely move when it gets the volume. Look at this day here, from $2.80 to $4.29 almost. What's the float on this? I'm sure it's very low. Yeah, 8 million shares float. So this could be a possibility. Let's throw it down here as a possible low flow for today on GEVO. And again, losing it now, hopefully can hold here. It can become a good opportunity. It is below $5. I technically do not like to trade things below $5, but this one seems to have a pretty good pre-market at the moment if it can hold here. So GEVO looks good. TNDM we have up here already, so that we can take a look at. FTR has 100,000 shares traded, but really not a good pre-market action, so we'll skip that. BIOC has a good pre-market action. This has a nice flow here. It's popping up, sold off, and then coming right back up now. 666,000 shares and climbing. This could be a possible. Let's keep this one on here for a possible low flow. Melly, $410 stock moving like it's a low flow. That could be scary. Let's see what's going on here. Melly, what's the float on this? 44. So yeah, no volume though. Only 12,000 shares traded right now. It looked like it had more for a second when I saw these candles, but really not.
Carlos.
Yeah.
It also has a $4 spread.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't even see that. Glad you mentioned it. But yeah, this is this is something you want to stay away from, guys. And again, just no volume too, right? So anybody could drop, you know, a decent sized order, and you could be stuck in the wrong position, the wrong side, and it's gonna hurt big time. So yeah, so definitely stay away from Melly, guys. Again, yeah, I don't even know what to say about this one. It's just too crazy. GWPH is see, now you have me looking at the spread. This is another horrible spread here too. Up 10.8. Not much volume here, so I'm not gonna be focused on that. Jazz is also up 8%, no volume, so we'll skip that. NETE is a horrible daily chart. I got the daily chart up here. This is a horrible daily chart, no volume. OPRX, no volume. And last one, ZASN, no volume neither. All right, so let's take a look at our Nasdaq active right over here. Let's see what we have. SGYP, no, that's not tradable. And the reason it's not tradable, guys, just for our newer folks. Again, look at the price action here. It's just nothing happening. It is what, 5 cents, right? And it has 9 million shares traded. So this is something that's not in play, not tradable. You don't want to be involved in this. WTW we have. This is going to be fun to trade today and see how it opens up. NYMT has the volume 1.2 million shares. But look at the pre-market action. Just really does not have a pre-market action. Some people are dropping some serious orders here. Look at this volume here, 161,000 shares traded and creates no price action. So not a stock that's in play, although the volume is that high. MTP, nothing good there. Same thing as the other one. Again, tons of volume, but just really no price action. VIOC we have ENTG. I have no pre-market action for today in my montage, so I'll skip this one. QQQ is the ETF. Nasdaq, VNOM we have already. BNOM we have that one, ETF, and that's about it. Okay, guys. So quickly, let's see what you guys have on your end. If it's not already on here, I'm gonna go through this again. Of course, there's some on here that do not look great. We're gonna get rid of those. But anything that looks possibly good with volume that we could take a look at. FIT. FIT, no volume at the moment. It is up 1%. This is Fitbit, right? I think it is. Yeah, Fitbit has not been trading well over the last several days too, guys. Look at this choppiness here. So today, by it not having a good pre-market action and no volume, I don't expect anything other than what it's been doing over the last several days. NIO. So NIO, this one again, it's been trading well the last several days. The last couple of days been trading well. Right now, it does not have a good pre-market action, but it does have great volume. 764,000 shares traded, up 1.4. Maybe it's getting ready for another run here. Again, it's been trading well. It traded well yesterday and the day before too. So it has been trading well. I just have bad experiences with this stock. It's just I can't seem to trade it well myself, Norm. I don't know if you ever traded this one in the past.
Once or twice I tried, but I've had the same results. It's just I have no interest in trading it again.
Yeah, it trades funny. It is a nicey stock, so be careful. Again, it traded great yesterday. Not saying that it's not tradable. Let's take a quick look at yesterday. Look at yesterday. Someone mentioned this in the chat room, and it had this beautiful dip. This is not normal price action from NIO, right? This looks great here. You could take it for a long here, nice pop, but on normal days doesn't trade that well. So I'm not going to watch it here. I think we have other stocks like a WTW that are going to be in great play today. Anything else, guys? CHK. CHK. I don't like the 1 minute chart though. Look at this. I don't 5 minute chart looks decent, but then look at this here though. This is kind of concerning. It is under $5. I know Givo and VIOC are both under $5, so I'm personally not going to watch them, but I know some people will, so we'll go over some levels. But I'm really concerned with this price action here. 4.3 million shares traded. I mean,
CHK is Chesapeake Energy, and it's an extremely highly traded by institutions, so it can be very tough to trade as well.
Yeah, and you could clearly tell that here too, right? I mean, look at this price action. So yeah, stay away from this one, guys. We have a lot on our watch list. Let's watch stuff that looks a little more cleaner in the pre-market action at least. And again, Norm and I are not saying that this might not trade well today. It might, and if you have a spot to watch it, do so. But I think there's more other ones that meet our criteria better.
Carlos,
yes.
Can you show? There's a question in the chat room, real quick, about how you can see where it's a nicey stock.
Oh yeah, absolutely, guys. So depending on what platform you're using, in Dash Trader Pro, right over here, you can see what this N is nicey stock. So you can see here what kind of exchange it is. So Q, for example, if on my watch list, you can also bring in the column here, exchange. I like to bring that column in because if I have a decision to make between two stocks that look great, if one is nicey and one is Nasdaq, I'm going to take Nasdaq. So Q is for Nasdaq, A is for American Exchange, and N is for New York Stock Exchange. I think that's it, right? Three main ones that we trade.
Yeah.
And actually, I really don't trade Amex. I try to stay away from those. Maybe a few stocks here and there have traded well, but Nasdaq is my preferable exchange to trade. Great question, guys. Great question. So yeah, right here in the monetize where you can tell what ticker it is. All right, guys. Anything else? Any other stocks? We have PANW. PANW. Not much volume right now. It is up quite a bit, 24%, and that's a lot for a stock that's trading at was trading at 230, now at 260. But look at this candle, right? These candles are like a dollar and change more. That's more. That's $5 there. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be tradable for me. That's a great question, Mui. Why do NY stocks trade so differently? Norm, is something I think you could explain that a bit.
It's because I think it falls back to the days of the NYSE trading floors and market makers, and then Nasdaq came in the 70s, and it was fully computerized system, really, that kind of made things a little bit smoother. So that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
We could talk about it for an hour, but that's the bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the short and sweet version of it. So yeah, guys, so let's get through this list. Let's see what looks good here, what we can keep, what we can throw to the side. So TNDM is again, pre-market action doesn't look great right now. Only 182,000 shares traded. It is up quite a bit, so I do like that, but the pre-market action just not clean. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Again, I like the daily chart though. I like how the daily chart is up this much, up 18.5, but the pre-market action is not looking great, so I'm gonna get rid of it. SE, I'm on the fence on this one. Not a great pre-market action. I do like the daily chart. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. Let's find some levels, but I'm probably gonna get rid of this one. So high of pre-market at the moment, 1882. We have the low all the way down at 17. Let's see, this is all-time high here. What do we have? Let's go back. It is all-time high, so that makes it interesting too. I like stocks that are at the all-time high or trading at the all-time low. So that's nice. It's really, and there's actually no other level below here between that 17 low of the pre-market. So that's also interesting. So we can go into our 5-minute here and try to find some levels. Obviously here you have some kind of possible resistance from the post-market yesterday, so you can mark down. Actually, you know what, it's right close to the 17 low of the day, so I'm not going to mark that. But I do like the fact that it's all-time high. Pre-market action doesn't look great. Let's see if at 9:30 gets better, so we'll keep this one on here. Best Buy has good volume, 1.1 million shares traded so far. Pretty flat pre-market action, but this thing can move. So let's mark this down also. High of the pre-market we have at 67, 62. Above that you have a nice moving average, 200-day moving average coming in. So we can mark that as well. I usually don't do that, but that's a great level there, 69.39. Above that, clearly have this one level all the way over here at 73.19. Towards the bottom, you have the level over here. This one here, 65. I'm picking this one because you got these 2 days bouncing off of that, and then you have these days using it as resistance, support, and then becomes resistance, and then all the way down here you have this spike of this day at 63.33. So Best Buy looks interesting, has a lot of volume, but this is a nicey stock, so you really have to wait for it to settle in at the open. At the open, it can be very choppy. If I find something that's trading better than this in the pre-market, I'm going to drop this one. SRPT, again, this is one that a candle here is almost like $20, so I'm not going to trade this. This is not tradable for me. Way too risky, so I'm going to take this one out of my list. VNOM, the daily chart is nice. Lost quite a bit here, down 4.3. The pre-market action though, it's not great. Although it has the volume 506, this is not a good pre-market action. We will mark some levels, but I'm going to probably drop this one off if the pre-market action doesn't get better. So we'll mark down the low of the pre-market at the moment, 31.62. Below that you have this bottom over here, 30.62, based on these 2 days bouncing off of that. And then below that you got a moving average coming in at 30 also, and all the way down here you have another level if this thing really decides to drop. What else we have? Towards the top you have the previous day, the high of the pre-market, 32.62, mark that as well. Then above that, plenty of levels here, guys. You have as you can see here, previous day close, previous day highs, all listed on here. I just noticed I do not have shares for short on this one. So me personally, I'm not going to watch it. I want to be able to see something, especially with not a good pre-market action like this one. I want to be able to trade it both ways. So I'm going to get rid of this one, guys, on my side. MYL. Wow, this is a really bad pre-market action. I do like the daily chart, but the pre-market action is just not great at all. And you can tell it seems to be very choppy. I like that it's down 9.7, so let's mark some levels. I might not keep it. Low of the pre-market right now, 27. High of the pre-market, 28.18. Below that, below the 27, we have 26.12. So very clean levels here, guys. You can see right over here. Here, low of the pre-market actually also is being confirmed by these days over here. High of the pre-market also has some confirmation on these days over here as well, so that's good. And then above that you have this over here. So see what it wants to do today. I do have shares for sure on this one. Just the pre-market action right now, not looking great at all, although it has 322,000 shares. But that could change, so let's hope that changes. WAT, on short selling restriction, I have some levels for this already based on previous pre-market shows. So I have here 65 665, that's one level we have from these days consolidating here. Below that we have 617, these days over here, and then below that 545. Then towards the top we have 720. Not very clean levels in here, guys. You see how this is kind of going sideways. You don't really have clean daily levels in here. You could mark this one down here at 765, and the reason I'm doing 765, you have these 3 days bouncing off of that, and over here you have these days kind of taking off from this 765. Then towards the top, plenty of levels: previous day low, previous day close, 857, and previous day low up there as well. I'm gonna remove I don't have shares for short, so I'm gonna remove this one from my list. All right, WTW is great today. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this stock. So towards the top 2033, high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market 1861. Here we go. And is this all-time low? What do we have going on here?
No, it's actually, if you look at the daily chart, it's got a heck of a chart. Look at that, right up to 100 plus, and then all the way back down.
This is insane. See what's going on here. Yeah, this daily chart is crazy. So towards the bottom, trying to find the best possible level here, but you can mark this day here. We have, and again, this is pretty far out. We're going back to 2017, early 2017. So 1640 is a good level here as well. I'm trying to find anything better, lower. We can possibly do this one here, 1418. I don't think we dropped that low, but the way this thing is going, I mean, you just never know. Then towards the top, you have above 2038, which is the high of the pre-market. I'm sorry, 2033, high of the pre-market right now. You can mark this level 2199 based on this day, and also these days coming down, bouncing off of here. And then you have another level here where they bounce off 2328 as well. You can mark that also. Not the cleanest levels, but you do have some levels here that you can possibly trade off if it decides to go one way or the other. Looks like we're holding this 1869 at the moment. Again, do not be short buys on this stock. It is down 35%, 10 bucks. It could be ready for a bounce, so be very careful. LOW, I don't like the price action at all. Again, it's just not trading well. It is up 4.7. It does have volume, 297 shares, but again, it's just not creating a good flow at all here. So it's not creating a good price action. We'll get rid of it. Next we have TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx, again, not a great pre-market action, guys. It is up 1.5. Does have some volume, but look at where the volume is. You have this one candle here, 97,000 shares. Another one here, 48,000 shares. And still you're not creating a nice flow to it. Does not mean that at the open it cannot have a good open, but right now it's not meeting some of the criteria that we like to see here. So we'll get rid of TJ Maxx. AMRN, it's not really giving us a good pre-market action either, guys. No, what do you think about this one? I mean, it's just not great.
No, I agree with you completely.
Yeah, so we'll just get rid of this one, guys. Before we get to our low flows here, we have two low flows that are possibly in play with tons of volume. Norm, do you have any other ones that look great that we have not talked about?
You know, Carlos, yesterday EA had no pre-market action and had one of the best opening range breakups in the market. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that. NVIDIA was sideways yesterday, but it's been trading well, so I'll keep my eye on that. And then Roku as well. So those three. They're not in the forefront because they still need volume, but I'll have them on a secondary just to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, look at the pre-market action for EA. Absolutely nothing. And then look at this beautiful trading at the open. So I agree with you there. I like EA. I'm actually going to watch that too. I got some room here. And Roku has been, I mean, on a tear. And then YouTube's been killing NVIDIA. So that's been amazing to watch in your recaps. Roku, same thing. Had a pretty choppy open. We talked about this yesterday and just took off nicely here. So let's look at Gevo. Let's see what Gevo is up to now. Up 25%. It's not creating a decent pre-market action yet, though. It's kind of losing it here, going flat. But this could be a good trade later on in the morning if it can put in a nice fallen angel strategy, which we trade here in our community. This could be a good trade. It is under $5. I try to be careful. Stocks under $5, but if I'm going to trade it, I'm going to go really small, 100 shares or so. So I have the pre-market right over here, 394. I have a level at 364, another one at 326, and then we have one down here at 275. So that's for Gevo for us today. Then the last one, guys, BIOC up 9.6, 767,000 shares traded. Pre-market action doesn't look too clean though. Yeah, this doesn't look too clean. I like Jivo a lot better, though it's losing now. If it can hold it, it can take off nicely here. So I'm going to get rid of BIOC. And so let's just go through this one more time. So my list, SE, BBY, MYL, is starting to get nicer here. See, I didn't like this pre-market action here, Norm. This is horrible, but it is starting to get nicer here. W2W is going to be the one to watch today, guys. So definitely have that on your list. EA, and then Roku. All right, guys, so that is my list. Andrew's going to come on now. Thank you guys on YouTube for joining us. Andrew's going to come on now. He's going to finalize his list. I'm going to look at what he has and possibly change some of the stuff I have here based on what he's going to do today. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to comment and like. Leave comments after this video as well. Me and the moderators will definitely get back to you and answer any questions you might have. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Trade safe, everyone.